Yo, what's good? It's your boy J-Rod, and today, I don't know why I'm in such a good mood, because looking at this bracket, man, it doesn't look great. I think it's sort of because, like, before the Sweet 16, I kind of had a feeling that my bracket was going to be fucked anyway, so I guess I just, like, try to enjoy the games without caring too much about my bracket. But it's crazy, man. And do you guys like that background music? I know y'all hear that. You know, I'm trying to up the channel, you know what I'm saying, to make the content better. I think that background music is nice and soothing, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, I mean, it's crazy because my worst ever bracket is, of course, the first one that I ever put onto YouTube. Like, I've done brackets in past years. I've never had 340 as my final score. Like, that's bad, bro. Like, that's literally, like, you can almost get that in the first round if you get everything right. But yeah, you can see right there. Sorry if you hear background noise. I still got construction, bro. They go crazy. They just love chopping up the grounds over there, bro. It's fucking annoying. I swear they just work overtime for fun. They don't even get paid. They just want to do it to, like, cause noise. But yeah, 340 points, 8%. Shout out the winner there. Shout out Caven. Yeah, shout out Caven. But yeah, you can see in this group, man, I was at the bottom of the barrel, man. God damn. Alright, that's the only group I'm looking at, bro. I'm not looking at any others. But yeah, that hurts, man. But I kind of want to do a little review and sort of what I was thinking and how the games ended up being. So, one thing that I could say that I did predict somewhat right was I didn't think Gonzaga was going to make it to the Final Four. I saw a lot of brackets with Gonzaga going pretty deep. I had Gonzaga out in the... Okay, I had them advancing to the Elite 8, so that definitely is one more farther than what happened, because they got knocked out of the Sweet 16. But, you know, I still had a good general sense. New Mexico State, I had New Mexico State for the longest time, and then I changed it to UConn. I remember back in the video. I was going to watch the video back that I made, but I feel like it'll probably be just faster if I go over it. This one right here. This video banged out, by the way, man. 1.2k views. Shout out all the people in the comments too, and you know, people who sub to the channel. Shout out Michael Mosher. Sorry if I pronounce these wrong. I don't know how to pronounce stuff. Nazir Jones. Shout out Nazir Jones. So yeah. But yeah, this video was a banger, even though the picks didn't end up being too great. But Notre Dame, man, I like Notre Dame. I actually had Notre Dame over Rutgers, which happened, and then they beat Alabama. So I was pretty hyped with that pick. I was hot on Texas Tech, but seems like they couldn't get it done against Duke. Shout out Duke and Coach K. Don't really have too much to say there. Out of all the sides, I was most confident in the West, and I did not do good in the West at all. I didn't do good in any of them, actually, to be fair. West is probably my best out of all of them. Yeah, okay. I thought there was another, like, different conference that maybe I did better in, or not conference, region, but they were all terrible, so. St. Peter's, man. St. Peter's, man. I mean, that's crazy. I gotta start picking 15 seeds, man. This is just becoming a norm now. It's not even crazy when this happens. It's crazy how far they advanced, though. UNC, man, they just got hot throughout the tournament. You know, I had a feeling that UNC can make a run, like maybe go ahead and beat Baylor, but I didn't think they'd make it all the way to the finals, let alone, like, the Final Four. Maybe I could have seen a Sweet 16 push, or not Sweet 16, Elite 8 push, but I just really liked UCLA. And UCLA actually played pretty good against UNC. UNC just played the better game, and UCLA wasn't really hitting their shots towards the last 5 minutes of the game. I really thought UCLA was a great pick this year to win the whole thing, but apparently not so. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to have a lot of their guys back. I'm expecting that Johnny Juzang is going to declare to go into the NBA, and then I don't know what's up with Jamie Jacquez and the other guys on that team, but yeah. And then over here, Miami had a deep run. I mean, that honestly, I should have seen that coming a little bit, just because, you know, Auburn, I don't know why I went with USC. I mean, it was a really close game, the closest out of all of them, so I guess it wasn't a bad pick. But like, Miami just has so much experience on that team. They got guys who've been transferred, but they've been into the tournament before. I think they got like 4 or 5. No, I think they had 6 seniors, dude, and one of them was like a 6-year player or something like that. And then Auburn is just like the youngest team, if not, or one of the youngest, if not the youngest team in the tournament. So I guess I could have seen that coming. Colgate, man, that was almost a big time pick. I know it says they lost by 7, but that game went down to the wire, man. Wisconsin only won by 7 because of free throws at the end of the game and stuff. But Colgate really had a great chance to take that game away. So that could have been a big time pick for me. What else we got here, man? I had Providence for the longest time, and then everyone was talking about South Dakota State, so I hopped on the bandwagon and went with South Dakota State. I should have sort of guessed that. Shout out Richmond in UMass's conference, so it's cool to see them go, get a dub. Shout out the national champions, Kansas. I didn't see it coming. Honestly, I thought Kansas was the weakest 1 seed out of all the 1 seeds. And I guessed him wrong. I was sleeping on, Ochai, Adbaji, but he went on, he did good. McCormack, they just had a lot of depth on that team. Remy Martin, who knocked out Kansas twice and then goes over to play for Kansas and then has a huge role coming off the bench. So Kansas just had amazing depth, and they just played great on both sides of the court. So, yeah, I definitely overlooked Kansas. I probably should have looked into that more. I'm all over the place, by the way. I just started this video. I didn't really come up with any order. I'm just going off of my initial thoughts. I was hyped up on Arizona just because of how much talent they had. I knew they were young and didn't have a lot of experience, but I just love the new head coach who was the assistant at Gonzaga. Young team, a lot of international players. But yeah, that you gotta keep in mind. It's as talented as the young teams are, just never pick the really young teams in the NCAA tournament. That is something I gotta start learning, and I say that every year. And then just like that one year where it was Zion, RJ Barrett, and Cam Reddish, I picked that Duke team just because there was so much talent, and then they got knocked out of Sweet 16 or some shit like that. What else we got? Chattanooga lost by 1 against Illinois. That could have been a big upset game. I lost so many just bullshit close games. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and complain. Michigan, I hated Michigan. I did not think Michigan was gonna go on a run, so that I'll take the loss on that one, dude. And I liked Colorado State a lot. Villanova, I should have seen Villanova making it farther, but I didn't. I think I had Villanova into the Sweet 16 and had Tennessee knocking them out. Yeah, I did, because you can see there, I'm slow. Houston actually made a really good run this year without even having their best player. What's his name? Marcus Sasser, right? And I know they were still a great team without him, but, to lose their leading scorer and make it all the way to Elite 8, they really could have made a run to win the national championship if he was in there and healthy. But yeah, I mean, St. Peter's is just the biggest story of this whole tournament. Either the white goat with the mustache, and then Duke, UNC, Villanova, Kansas. Crazy to see an 8 seed make it to the national championship. I was really hoping that UNC would take that one away, but they couldn't quite do it, man. It was such a good game, though. UNC up by 16 at half, and now it's this game, UNC's not gonna be like this at the end of the game. Kansas is coming back in the game. Because against Miami, when Kansas played Miami in that Elite 8 matchup, they were down, I don't know. But I just knew that the game wasn't going to be over. UNC doesn't play a lot of their bench, so their guys were going to get tired towards the end of the game. Kansas had some good guys coming off the bench like Remy Martin to just provide that energy and scoring. Yeah, you can see, look at this. UNC had 2 guys come off the bench, and Puff Johnson actually did really good coming off the bench. But yeah, I mean, look at Kansas. You got Remy Martin. You had some other guys come in for some big play. The main reason why Kansas was getting absolutely blown out in that first half was because of this motherfucker right here, dude. Dejon Harris, dude. This guy, he actually shoots pretty well from the 3, but I guess they kept leaving him open for the 3 and he wouldn't take it. So what they would do is collapse on anyone who drove to the basket and then just leave them open. So then the second half, they were just like, all right, we're going to bench this motherfucker, which is why he had 27 minutes and they played these other guys here. And then as soon as they did that, they just looked so much better. And yeah, Caleb Love was just chucking shit up, dude. Like, that boy was just chucking shit up, dude. There was like 20 seconds on the clock. They had a timeout. This is the one thing I don't like about college basketball when it comes to like near end game situations. I feel like there's never like any strategizing. Like, college basketball is built off like, you know, calling plays, strategizing, which is why I love college basketball, because it's a lot of team play. It's not just like iso ball and shit like that. But for some reason, whenever it's close to the end of games where it's like a team's down by 3 or some shit like that with less than a minute left, they'll fucking like, they don't call a timeout, they don't strategize, they have one guy dribble around and just like chuck up a shot from half court with 20 seconds. It's like, bro, you got like 15-20 seconds left on the clock. Call a timeout, have a play be made, set an off-ball screen to get someone open. Like, Caleb Love, this guy, and Caleb Love he can hit those shots. That's the thing about Caleb Love. Like, if it was any other guy, I would be even more pissed, but I know Caleb Love can hit a shot like that. But he just dribbles up, rips it from half court, they get the offensive rebound, then there's still 8 to 9 seconds left on the clock, and then Puff Johnson gets the ball, chucks it up with 9 seconds left just to fucking brick it. It's just like, bro, you have like 9 to 10 seconds to move the fucking ball. And then Kansas almost choked by running the ball out of bounds, and they had another chance and they couldn't hit the shot. But yeah, I mean, that was my one thing with this UNC team, was that just like Caleb Love, just sometimes like whenever UNC's down, Caleb Love will just, I'm not cooking Caleb Love, he's a great player, he's going to go to the NBA. I think he's actually going to have a successful career in the NBA coming off the bench. And he's been big for this UNC team throughout the whole tournament. But you know, oftentimes in the regular season, at least when UNC is down, they would just be like, all right, Caleb Love, take us to the promised land, you know? And then he would just start chucking up shots, and they sort of got rid of their gameplay. Luckily, throughout the tournament, they had a lot of other guys like Armando Bacot, Manic, RJ Davis, who just picked up and did well, and Caleb Love had a couple hot games as well. But this is one of those games where they were kind of in desperation within that last minute, and sort of just took all their strategizing out the way. But, I mean, this was a good-ass game, and so was the UNC versus Duke game. I mean, that's just, like, what a way to have an outing for Coach K, man. I mean, just I really wish Roy Williams was coaching, just because, like, you know, UNC versus Duke, we never got to see in the tournament. But, yeah, shout out to everything UNC did this season. Shout out to their head coach, Hubert. And, yeah, that's everything I got to go over. So, pretty much I did shit. And next year, we're going to bounce back and do, look at all these cross-offs, dude. Cross-off, cross-off, cross. So these 4 I got wrong in the Elite 8. I didn't get a single pick right in the Elite 8. That is insane. I didn't get a single team in the Elite 8. All right, I better click off this before I fucking throw up, dude. But yeah, kind of a random video. I was just going all over the place. Not much structure to it. But, I guess that's what happens with these things when you have 340 points with an 8% accuracy. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, turn on those post notifications so you don't miss any future uploads as I am being more consistent, and please subscribe to the channel so your boy can keep on grinding. Love y'all, man.